All right, guys. So, Congressman Mark Pocan went on the Dino Badala show on Sirius XM Radio, and he said something that's definitely important, and this is big news. So, as you all know, Democrats and Republicans agreed to let the war criminal, genocidal maniac Netanyahu come and give a speech. And I told y'all, I want there to be such a giant protest that he can't even get his car to the Capitol. I want this to be like a million people saying, hell no, we don't want a genocidal maniac. We don't want an ethnic cleanser. We don't want basically the head of a far-right government that's effectively a theocracy, an ethno-state, and a dictatorship. We want nothing to do with you. Okay, get the fuck out of here. That's what I want to see. Now, the fact of the matter is that probably won't happen. If it does happen, I'll be doing cartwheels. No doubt about it. But listen to this. So Mark Pocan is going to offer to do something here. I think the ICC should take him up on what he's about to say. Listen to this.
You know, Benjamin Netanyahu gets the honor of being invited to address Congress in a joint session on July 24th. That's what it's scheduled for. We'll see if it happens or not. What's your reaction to that and the attempt by certain members of Congress to immunize Netanyahu from being even investigated for potential war crimes?
Yeah, again, this is rhetoric and support that's so unwarranted by Benjamin Netanyahu. If you want to support Israel and the people from Israel, you do it by not supporting Netanyahu. I can tell you that. I mean, this guy basically is their Trump, except, he's doing this to stay out of jail. That's the only way he can continue. He has to continue all this to not be thrown in jail for crimes that he's already being investigated on. But what he's done has been crimes against humanity. I mean, killing that many people, this collective punishment, the children, the women who've been killed in Gaza, the fact that he doesn't support the priorities of the U.S. I think a lot of us are figuring out what to do. I think there's going to be a big block of us that don't go and probably doing something alternative to get that message across. But I'll tell you, I'm still open if the international courts decide they're going to put out an arrest warrant. I'm available. I may have a better chance of serving him than others because this guy really has done war crimes. And we need to say that vocally, because I think my goal is I want people in Israel to know we support people of Israel, we support people of Palestine, we want peace in the region, we think a two-state solution is the best, but Benjamin Netanyahu and Hamas don't represent any of the values I just mentioned, and we need to send that signal that he does not just manipulate Congress for whatever he wants, and I think that's what we're working on.
Now, normally, you guys know I'm a big believer of free speech. I'm normally a giant believer in free speech. When it comes to war criminals and genocidal maniacs, you don't, hey, let's hear out Hitler. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. It's simply a category error if you say this is a free speech conversation when it comes to Netanyahu coming to speak to Congress. It has nothing to do with free speech. This is all about somebody who belongs in a jail cell trying to cover for his crimes. By the way, also, he's going to try to get Trump elected. He's going to, whether it's covert or overt, he's going to stab Joe Biden in the back, stab the Democrats in the back, and try to get Donald Trump elected. That's 100% what's happening, but I'm not interested in what he has to say. Not in the slightest. I'm sure the genocidal, ethnic cleansing maniac has a boatload of rationalizations and justifications and reasons why he's oh so noble and oh so brilliant and oh so ethical, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to hear it. Could not give the slightest fuck what he has to say. What I am interested in is Mark Pocan, you better do it. You better do it. ICC, ICJ, any body that has even a semblance of jurisdiction, I want you to track down Netanyahu and hand him the arrest warrant directly live on TV, man. I want that to be a headline literally anywhere and everywhere across the world. I want that to be on the front page of every fucking newspaper ever. Because look, I know these are little things, I know they're symbolic things, but over time these things build up. How many times have we told you? You had Colombia, for example, cut off all coal exports to Israel. Well, Colombia was the number one coal exporter to Israel. That matters, right? All these different countries, hey, we're going to recall our ambassador. We're not interested in having diplomatic relations with Israel anymore, right? We're not going to trade with you anymore. All these little things. Giant majorities in the UN that says, let's do a Palestinian state along the 1967 borders, and then the U.S. and Israel basically veto it. And it's like, okay, well, if you want to be a rogue state, you want to be a pariah state, you want to put your middle finger up to the rest of the civilized world, well, guess what? They're going to put it right back up to you, and you fucking deserve it. You deserve it. And so, Mark Pocan, do it for the love of God. Anybody else who wants to get in on the fun, right? Anyway, whether it be Rashida Tlaib or Corey Bush or Ilhan Omar or whoever, get in on that fund, man. Let's do it. Even if you can't get your hands on a real arrest warrant, let's just mock one up and go hand it to him and make it a symbolic, like, yeah, I want a police officer to try to arrest his ass. Go try to arrest his ass, right? He deserves it. He has it coming. He's killed over 40,000 innocent civilians with our money and our weapons. Over 16,000 children, over 10,000 women, over a 90% civilian death rate. He's made 2 million people homeless. Think about that. 2 million homeless out of 2.3 million in Gaza. What are we even talking about here? The time for talkie-talkie is dunny-dunny. It's time to lock this bitch ass up, right? Like, Jesus Christ. All right, you get it. Anyway, Mark Pocan, get on that, bro. I want to see it. I know Code Pink has probably got some stuff cooking. You know, they're doing the Lord's work. We love Code Pink. I'm sure there's other pro-Palestine groups doing the same thing. You know, Not in Our Name, Jewish Voice for Peace. Shout out to all them. They're doing a phenomenal job. I'd love for somebody inside the house, though, to be like, hey, here's your arrest warrant for war crimes, you fucking scumbag. That's the way to go. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.